Morgan was pressing him.
PS will do that.
Until finally he said, okay. I mean, he was trying to be diplomatic. From if you look at the transcript, I don't have it here, but I mean, it's all there. Then it got to a point, he says, okay, so, the man he's a beautiful guy, he's a handsome guy, yes, but the rest is normal. And then PS was like, that's what I want to hear from. So yes, the rest is normal, but I am not normal. I am perfecto.
I don't care about that anymore, serious. I say so many things, I say so many interviews where I think, if I say something now, the people not gonna surprise. This story speaks for itself. They have opinions, some people like more blonde, some people like more dark. It's okay, no problem for me. But to change this story, the history of Portugal, to say if Cristiano will the World Cup, will be no, this doesn't make sense for me. I win. We won 3 titles for Portugal history. Before, Portugal never won nothing. I'm glad, I'm so happy.
You would love it, Cristiano, to win the World Cup.
Yeah, but not obsession. Please.
No, I understand what you're saying.
I swear for my kids.
But I still think that image of you, if
I don't agree. I'm not agree.
Really interesting.
Yes, no, I'm not agree. Because Portugal never won World Cup. Yeah, but they can win. Yes, we're gonna fight for that. But
it shouldn't define you as a player.
No, we define with 14 years old or 41 to define what? To define if I'm one of the best of the history. To win one competition, 6 games, 7 games. You think it's fair? It's not fair.
Okay, that's Cristiano Ronaldo for you.
Initially, when I saw the flyer, I was in disbelief. So I scanned around to look for the voice.
Yeah,
I was like,
you've done well.
And especially when it's very, very contradictory because Ronaldo in the past.
Let me just play with that voice, Ronaldo, saying that it will be a dream. Yes,
to win the World Cup.
Thank you.
Sometimes my dream is to win something for Portugal national team, and I won both 2 titles, which is make me feel happy. I win every clubs that I played with. But World Cup, it's a dream. It's a dream.
We don't know an echo.
Oruru.
You. Bro.
A big player like Cristiano Ronaldo literally belittling the World Cup trophy like that.
It was just because of the good matter. That's why
maybe it's a reverse psychology.
But like, he's still playing. And like I told you the other time during the Sports Blitz Extra, Ronaldo even has a chance of winning the 2026 World Cup. Because this Portugal team is really good.
Yeah.
He can win it. And Ronaldo, I know Ronaldo as someone who doesn't really give up.
Until he wins the World Cup.
He doesn't give up.
As for that goat, it's not his.
Oh, but that one he understands.
No, he doesn't. That's why he's saying what he's saying.
He understands. That's why even ahead of the competition, he's trying to belittle the World Cup.
No, he doesn't understand.
Zando, but in the doesn't Ronaldo have a point?
That
how can we describe a goat? In the description of a goat, we want to use winning of a game,
because
competition
that is the assembly of the the best in the world. Of course, that is the assembly of the best in the world.
For just 1 month,
it is the highest.
When somebody has played football for 30 years, and we say that because this guy did not win.
Listen to Lionel Messi. He says that winning the World Cup is the ultimate achievement.
Because he has won it.
Full stop.
Because he has won it.
And then he goes on to say that after the World Cup, there is nothing more. Is there something beyond the World Cup? Tell me.
There is nothing beyond the World Cup. Fine, but then just winning, that competition doesn't make you the ultimate.
Okay, so let me ask you this question, Manfred.
Ask him for me.
You are saying that you're saying that because we don't play a lot of matches, the World Cup cannot be as precise as we deem it. Number one, how many matches do you play?
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying no. He asked me a question.
Let him. No,
let me say the right thing.
No, please wait.
Wow.
Let him finish.
How many matches do we play in the French Liga?
French Liga. You don't play less than 30 games.
We play like 30, 35,
yeah, let's say
34 matches.
Yeah.
In the Champions League, do we play up to 34 matches?
The Champions League. No, the extended one you play like.
But can you compare the French Liga to the Champions League?
No.
Exactly.
But you see, that's where you're making a mistake. I'm not comparing competitions. I'm not saying that the World Cup
the man says that.
No, what
he's comparing competitions because he says that
we don't play a lot of matches.
The tournament that gives you 6 or 7 matches. He doesn't value it.
No. He is saying that the tournament that gives you 6 matches cannot be the singular determinant to who is the greatest footballer of all time.
Because the fact remains that the greatest footballers carry their nations on their shoulder to win the World Cup for them, and that's exactly what Maradona did. That's exactly what Pele did.
Granted, but when you say Pele and Maradona, these were guys that were going to the World Cup by virtue of they being from Argentina and Brazil.
Of course,
and
that's where they come from.
The World Cup was not being played the 4 years that it's being played now. It is that's a different. But he he is saying that
Pele won 5
and
World Cups.
also Pele the greatest footballer of all
He
time.
won 5 World
Pele,
Cups.
the 1,000 goals of Pele share, you know. FIFA doesn't count them. He has outscored Pele.
No, we are not talking about that.
No, so what he is saying is that
a combination of all that makes you the greatest of all time.
Exactly.
I remember the argument about 4 or 5 years ago was that Lionel Messi, no. Until he wins the World Cup, nobody will refer to him as the best, as a GOAT. He wins the World Cup, then you go and grant interview, you go and say that the World Cup is won.
No,
when you start somewhere to go and say that the World Cup
they will win some, but we are telling you that it will not be the reason why we win the GOAT.
No, it will define him.
No, Ronaldo is the GOAT.
Ronaldo
is the GOAT because in the game, we say that the currency of the game is goals. And Ronaldo is the greatest goal scorer in all of the competitions. In the World Cup, when he go there, he scores. In the Champions League, he scores. In all competition, he has scored.
Okay, Manfred, you and Ronaldo should come to the realization.
Thank you. Tell me
that the Lali, the footballers,
yes,
if you ask them to choose club and national team football, they will choose national team football. They place premium on national team football because it gives you the opportunity.
There is no way you can underestimate the World Cup.
It gives you an opportunity. And
the FIFA World Cup.
The World Cup is the climax of world football. There's
no
competition beyond the World Cup.
Nothing beyond it.
Like the apex of world football. Exactly. And if you want to be categorized in the greatest of all time argument, there's no way. And that's why me, as a staunch Lionel Messi fan, 5 years ago, when they were hitting me with that angle of the argument, I was quiet. You see,
and then God gave us the
goat. Until you win the World Cup. There's no way. There's no way football fans will choose you over Maradona.
Have you heard anybody say David Beckham is the greatest of all time before?
But David Beckham cannot be the greatest of all time
because they've not won it. If they had won it under him,
they would have started the argument.
By now,
David Beckham cannot be the greatest of all time.
He can. If he had won the World Cup.
No, David Beckham, even at his Manchester United days, were not his best days. Even at Madrid, they were saying. Okay. But what I'm saying is that Ronaldo is saying that when you look at the conversation of the World Cup, the fact where he says that it is not a dream for him, I do not agree. But when you look at Ronaldo is saying that we can't use one World Cup because
PS Morgan just using that World Cup.
The World Cup
we are saying that
him.
Of course,
it don't define him.
To define him as the best.
No, what has defined Ronaldo?
The definition. The definition I was talking about is to make him the greatest of all time.
No, he's
not saying
he is the greatest of all time without the World Cup.
No, he cannot be.
Because he's the greatest goal scorer in the game. So Cristiano Ronaldo is a guy that went to Real Madrid with those number of goals that people have scored and went to make it happen.
He's done
it's
well
the reason why in the greatest club
Lionel Messi has won the best player of the world 8 times.
Exactly. Cristiano Ronaldo has won it 5.
Yes.
But Cristiano Ronaldo, he went to a club which is considered the greatest club in the world. And he is the most impactful in that club. Outscored everybody. Outshone everybody.
Much more impactful during his time
at the time where Lionel Messi at the time when Lionel Messi was at his peak with Pep Guardiola and they were making Madrid little in Spain, a certain Cristiano Ronaldo from the other side of the Iberian Peninsula went to Spain and then upsetted them. And this is the story we are talking about.
Okay, and
Cristiano Ronaldo.
You are finished.
Alvaro dos Santos.
It is finished. Look, you are done. We are also going to talk about Messi.
For Ronaldo, we agree he's the greatest goal scorer of all time in terms of numbers.
But the department,
but you said it exactly.
That's what you
get. When it comes to the GOAT argument party, until that guy wins the World Cup, there's no way he should be mentioned in the first place.
On dream of World Cup because me just more cash and boss.
Times my dream is to win something for Portugal national team, and I won both 2 titles, which is make me feel happy. I win every club that I played with. But World Cup, it's a dream. It's a dream.
I'm done, please.
But you said it's a dream. What's a dream there? Dream there is a dream. But a dream nature is defining. So you see, that's the thing I've been talking about. When it comes to the World Cup,
that is what will make him, will define him as the greatest of all time.
That's what the man doesn't agree with.
That is what we are also saying, that he should understand it.
Oh, that is in the body of work of Cristiano Ronaldo, how is it that just 6 games will define?
It is not just 6 games. It is not just 6 or 7 games. It is winning the World Cup.
Yeah, that's what you are saying will define Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes, that would define him as the greatest of all time.
Okay, let's hear what your listeners.
Okay. All right. So it's 18 minutes to 7 here on your superstation, Love 99.5 FM. The debate is still on. This one, it is Cristiano Ronaldo who has gone to trigger it again. It's not us here. One as Onim so pass he's not.
Okay, so this argument, a lot of people are interested.
Okay.
Ayala just sent a message.
Ayala says what?
Oh, you're a Messi fan. Ayala says Messi me. Or you Messi me with the same story. No, but Yamoka with different words.
So you shouldn't read a message. Read Ayala's message for me.
I go about you.
Zando, read a message.
How can you be GOAT of tennis when all you win are ATP tours? You can't be without winning the Grand Slams.
One slam.
Never. In football, the only Grand Slam is the World Cup.
Thank you. It ends it. But you cannot be a great player when you win only ATP. You have to win the slams. You have to win the US Open. You have to win Wimbledon. You have to win French Open. You have to win the Australian
Grand
Open.
Slams don't come 4 years. They don't come. They don't come once in 4 years.
That even makes it bigger.
Uncle Joy says, "Don't mind Ronaldo. Simply put, he's jealous about Messi's achievements. Even Nations League, look at how he celebrated. But when he won the
World Cup in USA, Portugal will win it. Portugal will win it hands down. Okay. But we are telling you that we will win that World Cup, but that won't define us.
You watch the
we've been defined already.
You watch the Euros final 2016.
Yes.
Even when Ronaldo was injured, look at how animated he was on the touchline, coaching the players to win the cup for him
because he needed it.
Exactly. But that's exactly what he's saying.
And he's saying you don't need the World
No,
Cup.
that's what he's saying, that those were good tournaments he went through. But it's not just World Cup that will come and define it. He's already sorted.
Okay, it's 17 minutes to 7 here on your superstation, Love 99.5 FM, 03220-83596, 83597. This debate, I don't think will ever die down. 03220-83596, 83597. Until probably the two of them will retire from world football. It will still continue till. 03. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Can you lift up your voice for me a bit? Your name and where you calling from?
They were this Ken.
Okay, Ken, you're on air. Let's hear you, bro.
There's one thing that is so clear about the Ronaldo fans. You see, they don't accept reality. The thing is so clear. So what at all?
Kick-off. Tottenham Hotspur at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium will be playing as host to Inform Man United. Their manager, Ruben Amorim, won the Premier League Manager of the Month of October.
Yes, but there's a contention in there. Why should
Ateta should have won it, honestly.
But I mean, so I want to understand what criteria or data they use.
They just wanted to compensate him for his troubles,
Because after all the stress he has gone through, he has moved to win 3 games. And the matches in which he won to are huge games, you understand? So
Liverpool.
Huge as in what?
Liverpool.
He played Liverpool.
Which other team?
He played Sunderland and Brighton and Hove Albion. He had not won against those teams in a long time. Brighton were their nemesis. They were beating them every time. Liverpool away at Anfield.
They wanted to compensate him for his troubles, what he's gone through.
He's done a good job.
Ateta 2 won 3 matches, but the good thing about Ateta's own is that he didn't concede. And that's even a record.
Yeah.
I mean, if you stretch it to all competition, the last 8 matches that they've won, they've not conceded.
In the month of October, Arsenal had it perfect. October. Arsenal were perfect.
Exactly.
So
the last time a team chalked this success was back in 1920.
Yeah.
And so for me, Ateta should have won it.
But the Ateta manager of the man, they were just it's manager of the season that Ateta should be thinking of right now. Of the man to the Ruben Amorim.
And Enzo Maresca.
Hey, Maresca, I'll be nominating for Ballon FIFA Men's Coach of the Year. Mamu Fama. Yeah. So most World Cup ceremony, their club World Cup the better time when you
remember what Javier said about him last 2 years.
Is that
about who?
Maresca.
What did he say?
Was it Onyad?
Any question?
Those were his exact words.
Chelsea will back one boss no.
Okay. The last, so Tottenham is playing Man United today at 12:30 p.m. Man United manager Ruben Amorim says they are now confident they will be able to win all games.
I think we are more confident. We believe more that we can win any game, and we prove already that we can win any game. The last game was tough on us, so we know that we cannot forget that we have a lot to improve. We are more prepared for anything that happened in the game, so that is also a good thing. So we are in the better moment, but we also know that we have a lot to do, a lot to improve to win more this kind of games and consistently win games in a row. So we know that we are capable, we are confident, but we also know that we struggle sometimes in games that we need to do better.
Okay, so Amorim said they are now confident they will be able to win any game. If you be able to win it
means you're winning all games.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah, so it's the same.
That's what he's inferring.
Now, Spurs boss Thomas Frank has been speaking highly of the Man United team under Ruben Amorim recently.
First and foremost, you can see it's a Man United team that got more confidence. Definitely, I think Ruben and his coaching staff have done a very good job. It's clearly been a tough year for them and for him. I admire him a lot for that, to go through a very tricky spell with a lot of how can you say, setbacks. So to get through that with that focus is well done, and you can see the bits he's been working on is more and more clear. I think it's also clear that he play not only a system but a specific way in which they are very good at and they're getting better and better at.
To see how he's doing, and I imagine you're not surprised at that.
No, I'm not surprised, of
course. Okay, anyway. So that was Tottenham Hotspur manager Thomas Frank speaking there. Now, to the other matches coming up today, we have Everton versus Fulham at 3 p.m. West Ham will be playing Burnley. At 5:30 p.m. will be another tricky game at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland will be playing as opposed to Arsenal, the Premier League leaders. You know, Sunderland is fourth on the league table, and Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta says he's not surprised about their performance.
Well, not surprised when you analyze them and you see how well organized they are, how they adjust things, the spirit that they have within the team. I'm not surprised because they fully deserve the position that they have at the moment. So we know the type of game that we expect to play tomorrow and where the opportunities are and the things that we have to do very well to beat them. And that's what we're going to try to do. It's not about credit, it's about doing it. And once you've done it, do it again. And that's what we have to do. Today, train at our best, try to improve, trying to give a lot of clarity to the players and understanding of the game that we have to play tomorrow. And tomorrow is execution day again.
That was champion coach Mikel Arteta there for you. That's going to be a tricky game. Really, really tricky for
Against who? Sunderland.
At the Stadium of Light.
Arsenal and Chelsea.
Sir.
We are losing a lot of players.
Arsenal will beat them.
Arteta even provided injury update. It looks like most of the key players will be sidelined.
Manchester United won against Sunderland. Sunderland, when they go and play the kind of football they were playing against a lot of the teams, Arsenal will beat them. Arsenal will not concede a goal. Chelsea concede against Sunderland.
Okay.
Arsenal will beat them.
Okay, we hear
Now,
listen to Sunderland boss Regis Lebres, who explains why Arsenal is one of the best teams at the moment in Europe.
Defensive record, offensive record, set pieces. They are a really strong side, one of the best teams in Europe at the minute, I think. Well coached, top player quality, great experience, great ambition. So it will be a big challenge, exciting challenge. And I think this is exactly what we want to do. We want to learn from the best, and it will be a good test for us.
And are you trying to find a way to stop them getting corners?
I don't know if it's possible. At least we are aware of their specific strength. They can score in different phases. This one is really specific, and it will be interesting to face this phase.
So that was Sunderland manager Regis Lebres in there. Now to another interesting game to expect tonight at 8 p.m. at the Stamford Bridge. Chelsea will be playing against Wolves, and Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca says his team has done well this season, that are listening, and that it is not being recognized because there's high expectation of his team this season.
No, I think we try to win all the games. Also, I can understand that this season the expectation raised around the team. Again, last year after 11 games, I think we had 19 points. If we are able to win tomorrow, we have more points this season compared to last season. So, do we have consistency or not? It's just the difference, the big difference for me personally from this season, last season, is the expectation around the team. Because the numbers are there and we can be even better than last season. But because the expectation raised, probably it's a bit different.
That was another champion coach, Enzo Maresca.
I wanted to know number of games that Chelsea have won.
Yeah.
In the Premier League alone.
Yes, in the Premier League, yeah.
Oh, in the Premier League, yeah, Chelsea have won a lot of matches.
Out of the 10, how many have you won?
Out of the 10, Chelsea have won
but you
against.
7 though.
Yeah, I mean,
so I just want to know the number of matches they've won. That is making the man say that they are
doing well. This is just that there's
high
expectation.
Oh yeah, because what he said, if you listen to the extended version of what he said was that last season, and there is a table I want to send it to him for him to use. Last season, at the same point in time, Chelsea had 17 points. Chelsea had 18 points. At this point in
So
time,
now you have 17.
that's after 11 games. After
So
11
it's
games, we are
if
yet
he
to play
wins
the
this
11
weekend,
game.
yeah.
Okay.
So Enzo Maresca says that if he wins today, he has more points than last season.
2 points more.
Yeah, 2 points more than last season. But of
that's an
course,
improvement.
he's
Oh,
under.
it is an improvement.
Yeah, and he has scored also more than he did. In fact, I think that when Zando goes through the fixtures, one of the things that we'll look at is the comparison of the table from last season and this season. Because even Arsenal, there's a shift in points. Manchester City and the likes. I think it will inform us.
Okay, so let's wrap up with the fixture. So that was Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca there for you. On Sunday, 5 matches will be played before the international break. Aston Villa will be up against Antoine Semenyo's Bournemouth. We have Brentford versus Newcastle. Crystal Palace at the Selhurst Park will be playing Brighton. Nottingham Forest will have a date against Leeds before the biggest fixture of the weekend takes place at the Etihad at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. Man City will be playing against defending champions Liverpool. The Man City manager Pep Guardiola is playing his 1,000th game as a manager.
Yes, 1,000.
Wow,
game,
that's huge.
That's very, very.
And when asked how he feels about it, this is the answer he gave.
2000 press conference. Wow, what an honor. That was the best moment. Plus flash interviews. No, when start, obviously no, but there's a joy. I enjoy every single, no, I would say I'm a liar. I didn't enjoy every single moment, but I enjoy a lot the journey, yeah. I've been nice, I've been top, I've been blessed, I would say.
This is obviously game 1000, but do you remember game 1 and how you felt?
Yeah, more insecure than now, but at the same time, yeah. Or maybe, to be honest, I don't remember. It's a long time ago.
Guardiola can be funny sometimes. Now he added that he has enjoyed the rivalry against Liverpool, especially when Jurgen Klopp was in charge.
Listen, if I have to choose one rival to this personal, that would be the best. If you tell me, because I've been longer than ever in this country, of course Barcelona, the impact in my life and as a ball boy, football player and manager and so on is obviously, and of course Bayern was an incredible step as well. But Liverpool, especially with Jurgen, have been the biggest rival in this country and could not be better, to be honest. So the Destiny Universe I decided for that, and yeah, nice to live it and our best. I know how quick it is that everything goes here, right? So 1 week ago, Liverpool, 6 defeats, I don't know, the disaster, 1-2, now is the comeback at the best.
So for England, it can be Jurgen Klopp, but for me, the biggest rival he has faced in terms of all the leagues he managed should be Jose Mourinho when they were together in the Spanish La Liga. Okay, now listen to Liverpool manager Arne Slot, who says he's focused on being consistent with results.
I only focus on ourselves, and our main focus is on consistency at the moment. So, as you probably know, as an Everton fan, you know that we've lost a few games, much more than we usually do. So, and now we've won 2. So our focus is on getting consistent and improving, getting players fit, and then we will see where that will lead to. But at this moment of time, it's definitely not the only focus we have is the league table.
That was Liverpool manager Arne Slot speaking. Away from the Premier League, let's move on to the Spanish La Liga. 2 key matches will be played today. We have Sevilla versus Osasuna before Atletico Madrid take on Levante at 5:30 p.m. Tomorrow, Athletic Bilbao will be playing Real Oviedo, 3:15 p.m. tomorrow. Real Vallecano will be locking horns with Real Madrid before Celta Vigo take on Barcelona at 8 p.m. tomorrow. In the Italian Serie A, Juventus will be playing Torino at 5 p.m. today. At 7:45 p.m. Parma will welcome AC Milan before the other matches continue on Sunday. 11:30 a.m. tomorrow, Atalanta will be at home against Sassuolo. We have Bologna versus Napoli. That game will be played at 2 p.m. AS Roma will be playing against Udine before Inter Milan take on Lazio at 7:45 p.m. Let's go to the German Bundesliga. Bayer Leverkusen will be playing Heidenheim today at 2:30 p.m. Hamburger SV will play in Borussia Dortmund before Leipzig travel to play Hoffenheim, and then we have Union Berlin versus Bayern Munich at 2:30 p.m. today. Wrapping up in the French Liga, Olympique Marseille will be playing Brest today. We have AS Monaco versus Lens at 8:05 p.m. tonight. Tomorrow, Strasbourg will be playing Lille before Olympique Lyon take on PSG. Lastly, England manager Thomas Tuchel has backed midfielders Phil Foden and Jude Bellingham following their return to the squad for games against Serbia and Albania. According to Thomas Tuchel, he has been impressed with the performance of both players recently with their clubs.
Jude comes back as a number 10. I think that's his best position, and I think one of his key strengths is to score from this position, and he has the ability to arrive and to score goals that a number 9 would score. Phil, where he played now lately for Dortmund, was where I see him the strongest. I think he's close to the opponent's box, as maybe a mix between a 9 and a 10. I think the contribution of both of them to their clubs lately was immense. They play regularly, of course. They play a big part and a big role in the success of Real and City's matches lately.
So that was Thomas Tuchel speaking on Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden. So that will be all for the fixtures to this weekend.
All right. Thank you, Steve. All right, so, I mean, the biggest of them for today is going to be the Tottenham-Manchester United game. And then tomorrow as well, we're going to have Liverpool-Man City, another big one. But, Fifi, before we get to the game itself, let's look at Pep Guardiola being in charge of his 1,000th game as a coach.
Yeah. Pep, this was what I was talking about, while we talk about Josep Guardiola and then taking charge of his 1,000th game over there. Then I think that Pep is automatically the greatest football manager of all time. I think that for him, you can't take that away from him. And he has no coach in the World Cup, so you can imagine. But that tells you, I mean, for that age, Pep is not even up to 50. Or Pep is 50?
Pep is 54.
54.
Yeah.
Wow. For him to be able to even achieve that feat at age 54,
yeah.
He played football to his late 30s, then started coaching. So for about 20 years now, a career that's spanning from Barca's lower division to the Barca's senior team, Spain, Germany, and to England. I think it has been huge, and he deserves all of that. And for me, if you look at Pep Guardiola, it's the success that he has stroked everywhere that he goes to. That's what makes him stand out as a manager. And I think that he deserves to be at the very top. And he is the greatest manager of all time.
For me, the only place where for me he wasn't successful was Germany. I mean, German Bundesliga.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't as successful as you'd expect him to be.
No, but it wasn't. It's very normal for any manager to win the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich.
But Thomas Tuchel, but Thomas Tuchel, there are managers who have gone there, they didn't win the Bundesliga.
No, but that's one out of lots. But I'm saying that ideally, if you coach Bayern Munich, it is 98 probability. There's that chance that you win the Bundesliga.
But apart from the Bayern Munich, he's done.
Oh yeah,
he's
so
done very well.
So that's what
you
see, what I love about Pep Guardiola is how much he impacted football with his style of play.
Yeah, sure.
Especially in this current generation. I mean, we were used to. I'm talking about this generation.
He introduced the tiki-taka.
Exactly, the Jose Mourinho style, low block. Exactly, take your chances and then. But Guardiola, even if Guardiola is trailing by 5 goals to the 90th minute, he's still possessing football. I don't get it.
And the thing with Pep Guardiola is that almost every season he changes something. Almost every season Pep is changing something. And
you go and tweak and sometimes not go for problem.
Yeah, that's the reason why he has been able to win this many Premier League titles.
But you know what he did that for me stood out for me, very outstanding, was the fact that he was given a target to come to Manchester City and win the Champions League. Now he got to the final on 2 occasions consecutively. Yeah. The first one he lost. Yeah. He came back and went to the second final and won it. It was like he was focused to make sure that he was going to deliver that trophy for them. And he did exactly so. He won my respect, honestly, from that time.
He won an English treble. People always forget.
In fact, out of the 1,000 games, or out of the 1,000 games that he's going to play, the 1,000, he's won 715 victories in all competitions since taking charge from Barcelona in 2007. And he's gone on to lift 12 top flight titles in Spain, in Barcelona, Bayern Munich and City, as well as 3 Champions League crowns. At age 54, he has lost only 128 matches, claiming another 14 cup victories during this illustrious career.
I mean, that's great.
For me, I think that's one of the things that for me, that will always make me give credit to Josep Guardiola is the reinvention of the game almost every season. I think that the most difficult thing for anybody to do, especially at high performance football, is for you to inspire a group of players to keep on coming year after year. Because if Ilkay Gundogan has won everything, what's the motivation for him to come back and want to be hungry for it again? But Pep Guardiola find ways to challenge these players. I mean, at the time when he came, the century of points to be garnered in the English Premier League, we didn't expect anybody was going to. In fact, that's 90 plus that Sir Alex Ferguson had. We didn't expect to get there. Yeah, if you look at the number of consistent wins that he had at the time, we didn't expect that a team was going to be able to do that. But Pep Guardiola was able to inspire a team that won the Premier League back to back to back, and in that there was a history of number of games won consecutively, and also history of the number of points garnered. So that tells you the quality of who Josep Guardiola is. And maybe his strength is also his undoing a little bit, because the fact that he keeps on changing, sometimes it doesn't work for him, sometimes it works for him. But like the English Premier League is such that if you don't change your ways on your style, people consistently find solutions. The last week, we're talking about long throwings and set pieces. People are finding solutions to set pieces, long throw. These guys learn. So he always wants to learn so that he's a step or two ahead of other people. Yeah. By the time they find out he's gone, he changes again. And for me, I think that he deserves all the credit. Honestly, sure. Even the coaches that stand up to him, the older coaches, everybody gives credit.
Arguably the best that has hit football.
But this one, the Portuguese man cannot come to the Portuguese old man.
If I look at his facial reaction, I knew he was going to say something. But initially the argument was that he has won the Champions League with 2 different clubs and 2 different. This man has done it too.
But Mourinho too has won top flight titles across the major 3 European leagues. If you look at the rankings now,
but he's also done 3.
No, hold on. If you look at, I'm saying top flight, top 3. If you look at the rankings now, the Premier League is number 1, Spanish La Liga, Italian Serie A.
Italian Serie A.
Yes.
Currently. No, listen. Currently.
Oh, yes.
No.
About which league is that?
Hey, the German Bundesliga.
No.
But how can you
even look at Opta's recent rankings?
Please.
Italian Serie A.
Yes. Opta's recent rankings.
Let's not argue over this. Just pull it out.
Exactly. Opta's recent rankings.
So I mean.
The Italian Serie A ranks higher than the Italian.
But when you go to FIFA, or UEFA, but it's not about Opta.
That's
okay. So you check from FIFA or UEFA.
So this is, of course, it has to be UEFA.
So you use UEFA and check.
We shouldn't argue over this.
You use UEFA and check.
Please use UEFA.
Mourinho has delivered.
But even around that time, Zando, if you are going to use the top 3 flight, fine.
But 3.
But that's what I was.
Or they're all in the top 5.
That's it. The moment they're in the top 5, they rank as the best leagues in the world. So Guardiola has equally won, and he's won 3 Champions League titles. How many has Jose Mourinho won?
Oh, Jose Mourinho, Inter Milan, and then FC Porto. But Guardiola cannot win Champions League with FC Porto. That one he knows he can't win with FC Porto.
Why do you have to bring it?
Oh, but is it not true?
No.
It's a remarkable achievement.
But who says that Porto team did not possess some good quality players in there?
Because
look at the number of them who left Porto after that Champions League to Chelsea.
It's because somebody builds them.
We had the likes of Cavallo, Deco, and all those boys.
Somebody builds them. Jose Mourinho was in charge of that team.
According to UEFA.com.
Thank you very much.
This one there, your man win. But
so you hold on.
UEFA says according to the coefficients.
Yes.
That was gathered by the clubs.
Number 1.
England.
Number 2.
In fact, number 2 is actually Italy, according to the UEFA website.
Okay.
It's Italy.
3 Spain.
3 Spain.
4 Germany.
5 France.
Okay. If you finish, just go and look at the Africa. Okay, no, you forget
Africa one day.
We FIFA, so you understand.
I mean, but honestly speaking, I'm a Jose Mourinho fan, disciple of Jose Mourinho, but Pep Guardiola is a great manager.
Yeah,
and you see that rivalry that he had with Jose Mourinho in Spain for me was remarkable and memorable all the time, especially when the two managers were about to meet in the El Clasico matches. For me, I've enjoyed his stint as a manager, and I'm just hoping that he will continue to deliver success like he's been doing, because it makes the game beautiful. You talk about tiki-taka and who actually reinvigorated tiki-taka, and you allude to Pep Guardiola because of how insistent he was with his style of play. There were times Jose Mourinho would tweak his style of play, but Guardiola, one thing I like about him is that his stubbornness with his tactics. If Guardiola decides
he's confident in what he's doing, he believes himself.
Exactly, that's what he does. And I mean, it makes me a great manager. But for me, my favorite manager of all time is Jose
I know.
Mourinho.
Yeah. It's 7:15 here on your superstation, Love 99.5 FM. Fifi, I guess now we can zoom into some of the matches, right?
Yeah, I wanted us to look at the Premier League table last season and then this season.
Okay. So Guardiola has won 3, how do you call it?
Champions Leagues.
3 Champions Leagues, 3 Bundesliga titles, 6 Premier League titles. How many league titles did he win? 3 La Liga titles as well.
The English Premier League, he has 6.
Charlie, the guy, he's tough.
Oh yeah, he is. And look at how
Premier League 6.
Yeah, Premier League. He
2018,
won.
2019, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Yeah.
Come on.
22, 23, 24.
4 times.
That is where he showed Alex Ferguson that
Alex Ferguson was not coaching at the time he was winning consistently.
No, but I'm saying that the consistency of winning it. I mean, Alex Ferguson has done back to back.
He has won it
before Pep Guardiola came, we were saying that the Premier League you can't win it back to back.
And
he has won it 3 times. Mourinho had done it.
No. But this man has won it 4 4 in a row.
No, I get it, but he said back to back, and back to back, Jose Mourinho did it.
Fine, I'm saying that before then it was a big thing, and he has done it 4.
Hey, it suppresses everything.
About
it's because the other teams too were not up to the task at the time we were here.
Nobody cares about that.
We up to the task.
Charlie, let's move on.
So last season's table and this season's table has provided some very interesting conversation as to which club has gained what, which club has done what and all that. But the very first now to talk about, even before we talk about the big clubs at the bottom of the table, the same guy that was there last season, the same guy that is there this season. Wolverhampton Wanderers is there. If you remember last season, it was Gary O'Neill who was their manager. And he was struggling. They changed Gary O'Neill, not this one, the table. They changed Gary O'Neill to come in. And when Gary O'Neill left, they tried to bring a lot of coaches like Jose Pereira. Pereira came and tried to turn the season around. But this season, it's coming back. A couple of weeks ago, reports have been coming out from the UK that they want to go back to Gary O'Neill. Apparently, Gary O'Neill has turned down the offer that he doesn't want to return to Wolverhampton Wanderers. So for Wolves,
I would have been surprised. I would have been surprised if you had taken that offer, because I told Zando, was it Thursday? Yeah. I told him that Masa,
what has changed?
They have 2 points. You go and take this team at this time when they sacked you last season.
So last season they had 3, this season they had 2.
So they've even dropped points compared to last season.
Yeah. So I mean, we are saying that after 10 games, they've not won.
No, not a single game.
They've played just 2 drawn games.
Yes. And but do you know what? Do you know where sometimes Chelsea fans get angry? This weekend, Wolves is playing against Chelsea. You see, Chelsea can just dash points, and you wake up today and wake up that Wolves have gotten 3 points. Oh dear.
Where are they playing?
Stamford Bridge. Stamford Bridge, they had a problem. When we go to the summit of the table, Liverpool on top points last season after 10 games, and let's say that this is 10 games. After 10 games, Liverpool top points to 25 points. Now, before we even look at the teams, last season's top was the same as this season's top point after 10 games.
25.
So that gives an indication. I mean, Arsenal fans, everything is clear. Arsenal has to win the Premier League this season. I mean, from the data point of view, Liverpool by this time had 25 points last season. This season, Arsenal is on top with 25 points over there in there. But something is also clear. Man City had the same points they had. They're in the same position that they had last season, but different in points.
Yeah.
Last season, they had 23 points in second. This season, they're in second, but they're in 19 points.
Yeah.
So Man City have reduced in points, but then they're in the same area of the pitch that they are. Now, there is something that's been going on in the English Premier League for a couple of years now. Almost every season, there is that smaller team, and for want of a better word, smaller because this is a team that is not known in the traditional top 6.
Okay, but anyway, Prof is making some interjections here. Sorry about that.
Prof Avier.
Prof Avier. Yeah, sure. Tiki Taka was invented by Johan Cruyff, not Pep.
Okay,
we thank you for that. Yeah.
So, I mean, what we say is that Guardiola, in terms of this generation,
he made it more popular.
Exactly.
On a final game.
Tiki Taka.
Say card they be horror. As an Mercedes
the prof.
Have you annoyed the Mecca?
But Mr. Umisa is what I'm paying not yakunyem.
Oh, Jano. The Benny Rapen Quay Let's move on.
So for the past few seasons, there is one team that is not in the traditional top 6 or top 7 team that breaks into the top 10.
Okay.
And last season was Nottingham Forest. This season, there are 2 of them. And I think this goes to reinforce the competitiveness and the difficulty in playing the English Premier League. The fact that somebody can look at it from a different point of view and say that Sunderland came from the relegation, but they are in the top half of the English Premier League. It will not happen elsewhere.
Yeah.
But then the fact of the matter is that in the English Premier League, because there is even distribution of revenue, teams like Sunderland can come from the lower divisions and then attract players like Granit Xhaka to come and play for them. Nodi Mokele, Brian Brobe, these are players that will be playing in top 6 teams in Italy, in Germany, in Spain, and the likes. If they will not play for the top 2,
Xhaka was playing at Leverkusen, eh?
Yeah, Leverkusen. And it goes to relegation, newly promoted Sunderland, and that's where they are.
Yeah.
They are one of the biggest and most interesting conversation in the Premier League for me is the story of Bournemouth. Because if you remember, when the season started, one of the things that we said was that Andoni Areola has lost all of his back 3 but for one person. He lost Milos Kekes to Liverpool, lost Dean Heitsen to Real Madrid, lost Elia Zabani to Paris Saint-Germain, and then lost his goalkeeper last season, Kepa Arrizabalaga, to Arsenal. It was just one that he had not lost. But even with that, he is still in the top half, in 5th position. Yes, you can talk about the point comparison between him and the likes of Chelsea, but he still has more points than Chelsea.
Yes, but last season Arsenal was on 18 points at this time.
Yes.
And Bournemouth is on 18.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you understand, last season Arsenal ended up as 2nd, right?
Yeah.
And Bournemouth now is on 18 points at this point in time. Last season, Bournemouth had 15 points. They have 3 points more. And that is very interesting. Now, the story of Arsenal for me is clear. The thing is that the teams that Arsenal have played against this season, that they have given them the 25 points that they have. The last season at this point in time, Arsenal had not played against majority of those teams. But those were the teams also that prevented Arsenal from winning the league. The London teams, Arsenal dropped 10 points against them. Yeah. Sometimes I add Aston Villa to them, but then forgive me. But the main London teams, Fulham, West Ham, Crystal Palace, these guys, they drop points against them. They lost 10 solid points. Arsenal have played these games early on. Then I have a personal opinion that one of the reasons why it's difficult is more difficult for London-based clubs to win the English Premier League than, say, Manchester, Liverpool, and the likes is because you play a lot of derbies. If you are in London, you play Fulham, you play Chelsea, you play Tottenham Hotspur, you play a lot of derbies, and derbies are very, very more competitive. So sometimes it's more difficult for them. But Arsenal have played these derbies this season, and they are in the 25 points that they are talking about. For me, which is very impressive. Last season to this season, something is telling. If you look at the point difference on the top, which was 25 points, this season 25 points. The second was Man City, 23 points last season. This season is 19 points. But I'm talking about the similarity in points from the 3rd position to about the 9th position.
Yeah.
That if you draw a game, you go down. It keeps on moving.
If you win, you move up.
You move up. It is very, very similar. And it talks about the competitiveness of the English Premier League, and teams have to do better. Okay. I just want to use this to zoom in into what Enzo Maresca was saying. Last season, Chelsea had 18 points. This season, they have 17 points. Calvin, I want the next slide. If you look at what Enzo Maresca is saying that after 11 games last season, if Chelsea wins today, they would have made more gains in terms of points than they had this season. Now, look at this data from the BBC. The BBC says that defensive blues.
Is that Javier's data?
Yeah, Mr. Javier said, now he has showed me. If he's not there, I'm going to look for it and I'll bring it for you. Defensive blues. Chelsea's self-destruct habit. All competitions this season, errors leading to goals, errors leading to shots. This season, Chelsea have made the most errors leading to goals. 7. And that's what Maresca was talking about. That when it comes to their scoring, they are scoring. But if you look at 2 weeks ago, that game against Sunderland, where Chelsea conceded a last-minute winner from Wolverhampton Wanderers, from Sunderland, from almost nothing, it is worrying from Enzo Maresca, and he looks at that. The next team is Wolves. And Wolves have six errors leading to goal. They are at bottom of the table. It means that if Chelsea were not scoring, they probably also would have been in the relegation zone as it stands now. Brentford, same. Liverpool this season have also had some issues when it comes to errors leading to goal. Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur. I'm sure you're not worried because Arsenal isn't here, because that is real quality. I don't care. You see, and that's what I was telling Zando that Arsenal will not go to the Stadium of Light and worry about long throwing from Sunderland. Hey, see.
They have the men.
Hey, they have the men, pa.
These are real men, not area boys.
Correct. When they're there to go and deliver and do their job. So it's not going to happen. Then I think that Arsenal will win against Sunderland. But see, the interesting thing this weekend is that the top half is going to be very interesting. When we go back to the table again, Arsenal is playing against Sunderland. Sunderland is in the top 4. Manchester United are playing against Tottenham Hotspur. They are very close in the top half of the table. And we spoke about how close things are. Maybe for Arsenal, they are okay. But for Sunderland, if you drop points, you're in trouble. Then Man City is playing against Liverpool. So it means that we'll end this weekend with some serious change in the English Premier League by Monday.
Spurs and Man United are on the same point.
Yeah, the same
17 points.
So even if they draw, somebody will take advantage.
Yeah, sure.
And then you save them. So you see, this weekend is a weekend that favors Chelsea. Okay. And that is why I am worried that Enzo Maresca and his team are not getting the consistency that they have to get. Because if you get consistency, you will begin to go up on top of the table. I expect Chelsea to beat Wolverhampton Wanderers, but I will not be surprised that I wake up and Chelsea have done their bozo things again because they just dash point.
That'll be a very that'll be a very big upset.
The Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur. Where do you think it's going?
It's difficult, but I think that Man United are picking up. They are growing very much in confidence.
Tottenham
Tottenham Hotspur were also good during the week and the Champions League, so they've also boosted their confidence up, and so it's going to be a very dicey one. It's going to be
I think Tottenham Hotspur will not lose at home.
Maybe they are going to share the
I think Tottenham Hotspur will not lose at home. The big one on Sunday, I think it's a game that, for me, Pep Guardiola's team are on a huge ascendancy. And I think that they'll go to Anfield and upset Liverpool.
You sure?
Yeah, I think they'll do that.
All right, it's 26 minutes after 7 here on your super station, Love 99.5 FM.